Jammu and Kashmir, a land of unimaginable beauty, is referred as the paradise on earth. The snow-covered mountains, valleys, meadows, freshwater springs, lakes and dense forests are the center of attraction in every part of Jammu and Kashmir. Situated on the mountainous arc of the mighty Himalayas, Jammu and Kashmir is blessed with biodiversity, most of which is housed in her diverse forest ecosystem. The forests of the Jammu and Kashmir are the most valuable resource, and people derive multiple benefits from these forests. Increasing population and economic development has resulted in significant impact on these forests. In India, forest land can be diverted for essential development works like construction of roads, hospitals, educational institutions, hydroelectric projects, and laying of transmission and fiber lines. These projects on forest lands are sanctioned by the government through a rigorous process of scrutiny at various levels that involve state and central governments. The process ensures that forest land is diverted as a last alternative. Transfer of forest land for non-forestry purposes in Jammu and Kashmir is governed by the Forest Conservation Act 1980. User agencies are required to pay cost of compensatory afforestation in lieu of the forest land diverted for non-forestry purpose. Besides, the value of ecosystem goods and services lost from diverted forests, termed as net present value, is also charged from user agencies. It is vital to maintain a balance between developmental works and forest conservation. The money collected in the process of diversion of forest lands is managed by Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority, also known as CAMPA. In Jammu and Kashmir, CAMPA was set up in November 2010 as per the guidelines of Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. CAMPA activities related to compensatory afforestation are governed under the Compensatory Afforestation Fund Act 2016 as well as the CAF rules of 2018. Jammu and Kashmir has not only protected its forest land but also maintained a healthy forest cover despite diversion of some forest land for development works. As a hallmark of this, in past 30 years, a total of 13,902 hectares of forest area in Jammu and Kashmir has been diverted for non-forestry purpose as of March 2021, which is basically 0.7% of the total forest area of Jammu and Kashmir. To compensate for this loss, a total of 64,500 hectares of degraded forest area has been rehabilitated under CAMPA during the last 10 years. So in a way, the loss of every hectare of forest area has been compensated with the rehabilitation of about 4.60 hectares of degraded forest area. Jammu and Kashmir Forest Department has been executing works in various CAMPA activities such as rehabilitation of degraded forest land, development of minor forest produce, including aromatic and medicinal plants, establishment of nurseries, pasture and fodder development, wildlife conservation and management, social and urban forestry, soil and water conservation, stabilization of landslide areas on national highway, and capacity building of forest frontline staff. Rehabilitation of degraded forest has been the focus of Forest Department under CAMPA. Degraded areas were identified and rehabilitated on scientific lines. In course of time, the results came out and the lands which were once devoid of vegetation have now turned into lush green forests. Under CAMPA, barren and encroached areas were also identified and successfully closed by effective fencing in phased manner and afforested with local tree varieties. Care has been taken to include wild fruit-bearing trees for wildlife of the area. a hallmark of which is clearly visible in Khamo of Rafiabad and Bumhama in Kamraj Forest Division, Alusa in Bandipura, Rayar and Neelnag of Pir Panjal Forest Division, Zavura in Shopian Forest Division, Manzgam in Kulgam Forest Division, Jasnad Larnu of Daksum in Anantnag Forest Division, Thanthera in Niru Range of Bhadarwa Forest Division, Ban Nagrota and Simbal Lehar Nagrota of Jammu Range, Nadini in Sundarbani of Naushera Forest Division, Kukwanta Basantgarh of Ramnagar Forest Division, Bhugwalta of Ramkot Range, Ladoli of Hiranagar Range, Nurpur and Mandi in Haveli Range of Poonch Forest Division, etc. These forests are also meeting local demand for fodder, timber and medicinal plants. Forest nurseries play a vital role in afforestation and reforestation. Quality plants have been raised by the Forest Department in more than 200 nurseries spread across Jammu and Kashmir on different locations. High-quality nurseries have been established under CAMPA at Baramulla, with diversity of species supplying lakhs of plants annually to various afforestation programs. The Chitranar Nursery, Forest Nursery of Bandipura Forest Division, providing planting stock of conifer and other medicinal plants to the entire district of Bandipura, including Gurez region. Kral Sangri Nursery, a very valuable urban plant production center which provides planting stock for all avenue plantations within and outside Srinagar city, as well as to security agencies for planting in their camps. Considering the immense potential of Jammu and Kashmir's medicinal plant resources to become an independent industry with huge scope for economic gains, the Forest Department has also taken the lead in the cultivation and conservation of medicinal plants. Nurseries of medicinal plants have also been established in different parts of Jammu and Kashmir, where saplings of medicinal plants can be grown. Jasmine Garden at Baramulla, Medicinal Plant Nursery at Madwa and Bandipura, Seed Bank and Nursery at Nagdandi in Anantnag, and Herbal Garden at Daksum are producing adequate stock of medicinal and aromatic plants. About 94,000 saplings of threatened species like Chilgoza and Bhojpatri have been raised in Kishtwar Forest Division. The pastures and grazing lands in Jammu and Kashmir are under heavy pressure. The efforts are being made by the Forest Department to replenish grazing areas with palatable grasses through various measures like sowing and planting of grass and fodder species. Social forestry is one of the important components of CAMPA. Social forestry is taken up primarily on non-forest lands to produce fuel wood, fodder and small timber in close vicinity of habitations, in consultation and with active participation of the local people. The plantations have been undertaken both within and outside the natural forests. To save forest lands, the first charge of the Forest Department is to clearly demarcate its forest boundary with robust boundary pillars. The Forest Department of Jammu and Kashmir is working diligently in this direction. Urban forestry plays an important role in mitigation of air and noise pollution. Greenery also provides cooling effect and enhance beauty of the area. The Forest Department has carried out extensive plantation campaigns in urban areas of Srinagar, Jammu and other cities for greening of avenues, strips, educational and other institutions and offices. Existing areas of Mahamaya city forests, Shankracharya, Hari Parbat and Zabarwan have also been covered under urban greening. Jammu and Kashmir is a mountainous region. Therefore, soil and water conservation measures are necessary. Areas affected by soil erosion are identified and secured by minor engineering works and vegetative treatment. One such work has been carried out adjacent to the famous Neelnag Lake, where the outstanding aesthetic Deodar forest with established crop has protected the soil from erosion, making the view of this place even more enchanting. Apart from this, there are many such sites like Mansgam of Kulgam Forest Division and Jasnat Larnu of Anantnag Forest Division, etc., where soil and water conservation works under CAMPA have given very good results. The Srinagar-Jammu National Highway passes through fragile mountain ranges and is prone to landslides. The Forest Department has embarked on an ambitious plan to stabilize the slopes in the region. Besides traditional measures of slope stabilization, the use of coir fiber logs, woven and non-woven geotextile mats have been employed to stabilize the slopes in this area. These materials are biodegradable and effective for re-establishment of vegetation on landslides and their stabilization. Proper infrastructure in the form of range offices, block huts, checkposts, and guard huts is essential for the protection and conservation of forests. Some funds provided under CAMPA are spent on creation of these facilities. The newly built Forest Information Center in Bhadarwa Forest Division is one such facility created for forest and biodiversity conservation and forest development. Wildlife conservation is a way to protect wild species and their natural habitat from various threats like poaching and smuggling. By protecting wildlife, we can enhance, restore, and protect our ecosystems. To achieve this objective, special attention is being given to wildlife conservation under CAMPA. Special emphasis is being laid on anti-poaching, habitat management, soil and water conservation, fire protection, supplementary feeding, and upgrading of infrastructure on wildlife protection. Whether it is the creation and development of wildlife protection infrastructure in Dachigam National Park or Kazinag National Park, or construction of water holes in Jasrota Wildlife Sanctuary, or land acquisition for better habitat management of migratory birds in Gharana wetlands, the activities under CAMPA have achieved its objective of protection of wildlife of Jammu and Kashmir. The national policy envisages hill states to have 2/3 of their geographical area under forest and tree cover to ensure the ecological security of vulnerable ecosystems. But today, the forest and tree cover of Jammu and Kashmir is about 55%, which is much higher than the national average of 24.56%. And afforestation under CAMPA is being accelerated to achieve the target at the earliest. The Forest Department of Jammu and Kashmir is committed to protect forest land and maintain a healthy forest cover so that future generations continue to benefit from the environmental, aesthetic, and economic services that the forests provide.